On Thursday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer quoted Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell's response to the disappointing Republican returns in the midterms. Schumer attributed Republican failures to their embrace of, quote, MAGA radicalism. Schumer celebrated the fact that the American people rejected several Trump-backed election-denying candidates. He touted Democratic success among the electorate as an embrace of President Biden's policies and a repudiation of the allegedly out-of-the-mainstream conservative politics. Prior to the midterms, President Biden and his fellow Democrats had made opposition to so-called MAGA extremism key to their messaging strategy. They even funded some such candidates in Republican primaries in order to face easier general election campaigns.
Now, on MAGA. Madam President, last week's midterm elections revealed a basic but often underappreciated truth about politics. When elected leaders prioritize getting things done, and when candidates can run on accomplishments, the American people respond positively. That shouldn't be some remarkable insight, but unfortunately, too many seem to forget it. Indeed, too many of my Republican colleagues seem to have forgotten it over the last couple of years. And look what happened on Tuesday. The Republican side ran many flawed candidates who embraced MAGA radicalism, and they lost. They spread the big lie, sowed doubt and division and nastiness, and they ignored the issues that mattered most to Americans. As a result, voters ran in the other direction. But don't take my word for it. Here's what Leader McConnell himself said earlier this week, and I want to quote him in full. Quote, this is Leader McConnell. "We underperformed among independents and moderates because their impression of many of the people in our party and leadership roles is that they're engulfed in chaos, negativity, and excess attacks, and it frightened independent and moderate Republican voters." Listen to that part again. It frightened independent and moderate Republican voters. That's exactly what I've been saying, Madam President. MAGA Republicans did, in fact, scare a lot of Americans who might otherwise give the GOP a closer look. All that talk about stolen elections, threatening poll workers, it frightened people. And thank God, Americans said this is not for us. Americans believe deeply in democracy, despite right-wing radical MAGA news media throwing all kinds of lies and incendiary statements at them every day. The roots of democracy are deep and a shield against that kind of activity. Now, Republicans have a choice to make when the 118th Congress begins next year. If they continue embracing the MAGA approach of chaos and gridlock and division, they're going to keep losing. I earnestly hope that Republicans realize it's better for them and, of course, for the country to cure themselves of this MAGA sickness as quickly as they can. I know that it won't happen overnight, and I know that some on the other side would prefer to double down on MAGA, but it is critical for our nation's health and, in fact, their party's health that they learn this lesson. Americans don't want government to be an endless circus of MAGA insanity. They want leaders who will take their job seriously and work across the aisle to solve our nation's problems. They know we're not going to succeed at everything, but they want good, earnest efforts at trying. And when we try, when both sides try in good faith, we often get a lot done, as this past Congress has shown. If Republicans fail to accept this wisdom, they will only invite further defeat in the future. I yield the floor.